Hi guys, my name is Chris and welcome to another Myprotein Masterclass video. We're going to discuss the difference between push and pull workouts, explain what they are, the muscles they work, why we do them, and the benefits of doing so. The reason we feel it's beneficial to cover this topic is because of the increased popularity of push-pull leg training splits, and a lot of confusion over what that actually means and what you would cover and how you would split that up to allow you to have a really well-developed training program by doing push-pull legs, and what the difference is between that and a different kind of workout would be. So let's get into it. The main reasons we try and do a push-pull leg split over traditional, what was classed as a bro split, where we train one body part per day, is because we get an increased frequency to train each body part. So traditionally we train each body part once a week, 52 exposures per year. If we now do push-pull legs, we now get 104. So you get double the opportunity to grow muscle per year and potentially double the muscle growth per year. Now let's break it down. So a push workout would be defined as a chest, shoulders and tricep workout all together. So the exercises we choose would attempt to work all those muscles at the same time. For example, a bench press that's going to be pressing through as a compound movement, working all those muscles. We'd also then throw some exercises in that would isolate certain muscles to have more stimulus specifically in certain areas as well. But the easiest way to set this up across the week would be, for example, if you were to train chest and do 5 exercises on a Monday, if you take 2 of those exercises and move them to a Thursday, that's the start of your push workout, because you'll notice after you get to maybe exercise number 3, your performance starts to dip if you get fatigued. So those extra 2 exercises you're doing are not gaining you anything more in terms of stimulus. You're also not needing 7 days to recover. Your performance goes straight back up and you hit all 5 exercises with high performance. So then we start to build it like this through the week, where we have those points of stimulus and increased results over time because our performance is way higher. But we're actually doing the same amount of work. We're just splitting it in a more effective manner. An example of a push workout that I would personally use would be a flat pressing exercise first, like bench press, and then an incline pressing exercise, like a dumbbell press. So we've got chest and shoulders and triceps working there. Then we'd go to maybe a side lateral raise to focus on the deltoids, which would then allow the chest and shoulders to rest slightly. Then we could go into a shoulder press with the performance back up. Now we've rested. And then for the last 2 exercises, we'd maybe go to a dip and then a tricep extension. So we're focusing on all the muscles with a dip and then fully isolating the triceps with a tricep extension at the end. Quite a simple workout, but it's gonna hit each muscle with almost every exercise. It's really effective at hitting it from all different angles and getting a really good stimulus for the muscles to grow. Now let's move on to a pull workout. A pull workout is slightly more complicated because there's a lot more movement patterns to cover. And we often see people struggling with certain muscles when they're trying to target them specifically. I've seen this firsthand whilst working with people on the gym floor, that especially the lats is where people struggle. But that's most pull down movements and rowing movements. And this often happens because we don't use them in day-to-day life. But just remember that trying to target your lats is quite challenging. If you're struggling to feel the muscle in the way you're intending to, the first thing I'd suggest is trying to video yourself. So potentially setting up a tripod in the gym and getting a really good angle so you're able to see yourself from that third person's perspective. And then if you're still having problems, potentially look at hiring a good professional who can work with you hands-on to make sure you're hitting things in the right manner and that your setup is correct. A final point to note is the fact that we need to choose the correct weight. Most people go way too heavy on back and bicep exercises, end up swinging all over the place. We know most of the time it's a running joke that in most gyms, people swing all over the place, going too heavy on bicep curls. Not only does this risk injury, but you're not actually stimulating the muscle to grow. The main thing we need to do is just use a target muscle to do the exercise, because otherwise we waste so much energy swinging all over the place, trying to create that stimulus, and it's just not happening. By choosing the correct weight, we not only reduce our risk of injury, lower the fatigue levels that we're trying to do by swinging around, trying to create that stimulus, but we're actually going to gain muscle faster because you're using the target muscle to do the work. Keep it precise to the muscles you're trying to work and choose exercises that are very effective for doing so. You'll see far more muscle growth over the course of your training plan. So guys, that brings us to the end of another Myprotein Masterclass video. Hopefully now you've got a better understanding of why we do push and pull workouts and what they entail. If you've got any other questions, make sure you put them in the comments box below, like the video, and make sure you subscribe to the Myprotein YouTube channel.